It's the hashtag Simply Cyber, COWMUNITY. Here to break the cycle, this is vital more than you and I. Yeah, it's exciting, it don't matter what your title is. You can grab a friend or two or three or four and invite them in. It's the Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's the live with Jerry every morning, having good time. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. It's the Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's the live with Jerry every morning, having good times. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. Dr. Auger is a OG, got that potion, the elixir. Got devotion to all those who keep us showing up to witness. Fit the tricks, equips, and all the tips to raise your cyber fitness. Switching up the routines, pass it off to James quicker. Keep the people smiling, hit that follow, that's a good decision. Every week, today, tomorrow, I encourage y'all to listen. We gon' teach y'all way more than how to protect yourselves from phishing. More like being confident so you can recognize the vision. On a mission, it's official, we gon' get through all these issues. Time for Jawjacking, baby, this is more than a tradition, yeah. Oh, I can't forget to recognize the mods. They the engine, they the reason that you leave it feeling charged. It's that Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's that live with Jerry every morning, having good times. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. It's that Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's that live with Jerry every morning, having good times. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. Yeah. What else can I say? I hope you find some value in this place and have yourself an awesome day. Simply Cyber's here to stay. So let's all put our hands together ready. Time to hang with Dr. A.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. Today is Wednesday, July 16th, 2025. This is episode 920 of your Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast. I am your host, Dr. Gerald Auger, and over the next hour, me, you, Marlon Johnson, the entire LBC, Cyber Risk Witch, Space Tacos, Butler NA, and myself, Elliot Matisse, the San Francisco Connection, the Detroit Yeet Crew. Guys, we are all going to be shredding the top cybersecurity news stories of the day, and I'll be doing everything in my power over the next hour to go beyond the headlines to give you cyber risk reduction insights based on the 20 years of experience I have, and also the Simply Cyber community directly above my head. All those that you're engaging with in chat right now are going to be offering their thoughts and opinions and lessons learned on real life on these stories as well. I don't know what stories we're going to get. I haven't researched or prepped for any of them.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm going to be doing my best, though, as I do every single day, and you will realize that I I am doing everything in my power to make this valuable to you. Sometimes we have some issues. Sometimes things come up. But on balance, we definitely get it done. I do want to say a quick shout out. I don't know. I hope you guys heard it. I played 10 seconds of Ain't Nothing But a G Thing from the LBC, Snoop Dre, at the intro before the Joe Hudson song. Not sure if anyone heard it, but hopefully you did. It was feeling like do-do-do-do-do-do-do kind of vibes for me today. So I wanted to drop that in chat and just kind of let you guys know where I am. It is Wednesday, which means only one thing. It is Worldwide Wednesday. So me, you, and Marcus Kyler's map will be going around the world with Daft Punk in just a few minutes. And we're going to demonstrate just how inclusive, just how amazing this Simply Cyber community is. It's a news show. Yes, it's an instructor-led webinar. Sure. You get CPEs. Why not? But there's a bigger thing going on here. There's a movement, a community. And it's important on Wednesdays that we demonstrate just how freaking awesome this community is from a diversity and inclusion perspective. So we're going to go ahead and demonstrate all of that. Butler NA is going to let us know about the Tennessee faction of the Simply Cyber community when we do the Worldwide Wednesday. Guys, I hope you're having a great week. I do have kind of an update on Tidbits Tuesday yesterday. Mrs. Auger, I told her that the community voted 60-40 in favor of me of not doing the Ripley dirty. She has submitted a new piece of evidence. She has submitted a new piece of evidence and would like the community to give consideration, given this new evidence, to consider whether or not Ripley was done dirty. So we'll get to that in a hot minute as well. Now, guys, if you got coffee, go ahead. Coffee cup cheers to all of you. I am definitely pounding the coffee this morning. It's so good. All right, guys, let's get to the stream sponsors. I'd love to say thank you and shout out to the stream sponsors, those who enable me to bring this show to you, starting with Antisyphon Training. Antisyphon Training is disrupting the traditional cybersecurity training industry by offering high-quality, cutting-edge education to everyone. I want to call your attention to SOC Detection Engineering Crash Course with Hayden Covington. This course is happening this Friday, and it is a 4-hour workshop. Hayden Covington is absolutely the right person for this job. You can register up until July 18th. You can register up until July 17th at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be taking this course. It is a pay what you can, pay it forward course, so you can charge anywhere from $0 to $250. You can take this course for free if you require tuition assistance. Come join. A lot of Simply Cyber community members are going to be there. I'll drop a link in the description below. You can also go to the links I'll drop it in chat. You can go to the links in the description below to also get to that. Thank you, Antisyphon Training. Shout out and thanks to Barricade Cyber Solutions, continuing to bring the heat with their Fortify 365 solution, guys. Here's the deal. If you run an M365 shop and you haven't properly configured the security settings, which can be quite complicated in your environment, you're actually accepting cyber risk for no reason. You have the capability. You're already paying for the situation to be configured. So why not take advantage of that? You can do it yourself, or if you'd like to have the expertise and the time back for someone else to do it, definitely consider Barricade Cyber Solutions Fortify 365. They've done it for many, many organizations. They can do it for you. barricadecyber.com/Fortify-365. Link in the description as always below. Also want to tell you guys about Flare Academy. Now, Flare, the cyber threat intelligence platform, is phenomenal. But did you know that Flare has the Academy side where they're offering instructor-led webinars for free alongside a Discord server where you can go talk to the instructors afterwards? I attended the Crypto's Hunting Adversaries yesterday and learned a bit more about how cyber criminals are using crypto. I learned about a new technique called peeling. Peeling is how they try to launder their money. Very interesting. But what I really want to call your attention to is this training that the instructor-led webinar they have coming up August 13th. August 13th, The Burglar's Guide to Web Application Testing, Stealing Secrets Like a Hobbit. Guys, reason number 385 why I love working in cybersecurity. Where else can you get a title for a instructor-led webinar talk like this? It's also being given by Kevin Johnson, the CEO at Secure Ideas. Guys, I'm telling you right now, if you don't know Kevin Johnson, allow me to be the one to introduce you. The guy is legend. He is phenomenal. He's definitely someone who absolutely cares about educating the next generation of practitioners. He's a phenomenal guy, huge Star Wars guy. He's the guy that John Strand regularly tells people that it's Kevin's birthday, no matter what day it is. And he's been doing it for years to Kevin. It's hilarious. Come learn from Kevin Johnson the methodical process of web app pen testing and equip yourself with practical skills to uncover vulnerabilities that often remain hidden. I'll drop a link in the description, but if you go to simplycyber.io/flare, you will be able to get it. Finally, I just want to say a quick shout out to ThreatLocker. ThreatLocker, longtime sponsor. I'll be doing some work with them at Black Hat. Let's hear their ad read, and then when we come back, I'm going to tell you how this show can solve all of your CPE problems like an absolute boss. Let's go in chat. I want to give some love to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief sponsor, ThreatLocker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with ThreatLocker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust ThreatLocker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. ThreatLocker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Heroes support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how ThreatLocker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit threatlocker.com. All right. In the words of Matthew McConaughey, all right. So, guys, I got to tell you, every episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief, including episode 920, is worth half a CPE. So say what's up in chat, Lara Flores, Danny, Roswell, UK, Mondo Avila, Gary Sergios, and Dennis Keefe. Say what's up, grab a screenshot, file it away once a year, count the screenshots up, divide by 2. That's the number of CPEs. The only reason you need the screenshots is in case you get audited, you have that evidence to support it. I am qualified as a, basically this is an instructor-led webinar, right? If you want to peel the layers back, take all the fun away from it, the emotes, the sound effects, all that jazz. This is an instructor-led webinar. I am qualified to lead this briefing, and it's worth half a CPE. So, why not take advantage of it? And just because it's work, just because it's an instructor-led webinar, does not mean that I need to put on glasses with tape in the middle, paste my hair to the side of my head, and be like, Bueller, drink, by the way. No, it doesn't have to suck. We don't have to accept sucky webinars. We can have good ones. So that's what we're doing here. Speaking of what we're doing here, may I introduce you to Daft Punk? Because we're about to go around the world, everybody, because that's what we do up in this piece. Every single day of the week has a special segment, and Wednesdays, I'm very proud to share with you, is Worldwide Wednesday, where we just show how awesome this community is. Now, if you're watching on replay, I don't ask this often, but if you're watching on replay, put a comment of where you're at if you feel comfortable doing it. All about good times. All right, guys. And if you're in Australia, I hope you're live with us right now. I want to say what's up to DP and KP. Always a big fan of them. Always giving them a good high five at Wild West Hackin' Fest. All right, guys. Here's the deal. Mods are ready. I am ready. We're going to set the timer to 2 minutes, 22 seconds. And I ask you to tell me where you are. Let's go, everybody. Where are you? Now, Butler NA said Tennessee earlier, so we're going to take credit for that one. Holler at me. Tell me where you're at. Hello from Ecuador. Holy crap, let's go. Boom, baby. Ecuador, we have South America lit up. Denver, Colorado's in the house. Let's go. Phil Stafford loves it. All right, here we go. All right, we got Columbia, South Carolina, the upstate. Austin, Texas, very nice. San Francisco, the Bay Area. Butler is in Tennessee. We already got that. Dirty Jersey, Michael and Druzy representing. Canada's in the house. Thank you very much, Rich464. St. Paul, Minnesota, we got the UP. No, that's Michigan. I'm sorry, Minneapolis. I do love St. Paul, Minneapolis, that area. Those people are so kind. Oklahoma, okay. Virginia, Memphis, Colombia. Oh, South America's coming, correct, you guys. Bangladesh bringing Asia online. Holler at you, boy. Atlanta, Hotlanta. Hopefully you guys saw the MTV show last night. That was out of Atlanta. Nicaragua's in here. Boom. We got Central America representing. Chi-Town, what's up, Mona Samuka? Colombia, Andres Molina, second here for that. Kayla Kavanaugh's out in Ireland. Hey, Kayla. Doing some traveling, are you? All right, we got the upstate with Port Zero. I love it. Come on, let's go. Where's Africa? Cameroon. Thank you, Cameroon, bringing the heat as always. Cameroon with their soccer team. Africa is in the house. Where's Australia? We got to have some more Europe in here. Trinidad, Tobago. Holy crap, we are really lighting up the northern South America space. Hey, Zach M. bringing Melbourne online. Yes, sir. Dallas, Kyle McGowan. Love it, love it, love it. We got Dublin, Ireland in the house. Mexico's representing. Thank you, Justin Gold. All right, we got it. Bangladesh, Tanzania, Mexico, Kenya. We see Kenya in here. Kenya, boom. Tanzania, I got to use the cheat code. Thank you very much. Oh, hey, Marcus Kyler, Tanzania is not on the lookup list. Can you add that, please? All right, here we go. Toronto, Ghana. All right, thank you, Ghana. And that wasn't even Fred on. All right, we're going to add Ghana. As always, I'm about 20 seconds in the future from you, so we're going to go ahead and let the 20 seconds pass so I can do it. Yemen, we got Middle East going on. I am stunned at how little Europe we have right now. Yeah, we got Ghana. Did I not like Ghana up yet? I feel like I did. Yeah. No, I didn't like Ghana up. Hold on one second. I got all excited about it. Yeah, no, I did. Ghana's lit up right there. All right, Nicaragua, we got you. Utah. And I think we've done it. Okay, guys, so we are caught up. Everybody, what's up? Mental Edge in the Pennsylvania, New Jersey area. Nigeria, Lara Flores shouting out that we had a Nigeria. Guys, okay, so check it out. North America, clearly covered. South America, thanks for showing up. Europe, Kayla Kavanaugh, one of the people from Ireland representing the entire European space continent today. So thank you very much, Kayla Kavanaugh, for traveling. Africa, you guys are strong. Look at this. Just killing it. Middle East, you guys represent. Bangladesh, lone wolf holding down Asia. Taiwan's marked here, but that was a mistake. And then, yes, sir, Melbourne, Australia, bringing it for all of Africa. I mean, all of Australia. Hey, Jason, Fall Reeve, Massachusetts, bro. I'm from the South Shore, so I know what's cracking down there, buddy. All right. Oh, hey, Roswell, UK. Can't forget Roswell, UK. Ladies and gentlemen, we just went around the world. So congratulations to all of you. Thank you very much, Simply Cyber community. I hope this exercise is a lot of fun and demonstrates just how amazing this community is. Hashtag Team SC. Tanner Robinson, Louisiana. I know Gary Sturdiadis is down there as well. All right, do me a favor, everyone. Sit back, relax, and let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over you in an awesome wave. If today is your first episode, be brave and drop a hashtag first timer in chat. See if we have any first timers. We have a special sound effect, special emote, and we got news to do, so let's crack.
From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for July 16th, 2025. I'm Hadass Kasorla. In today's cybersecurity news, Pentagon welcomes Chinese engineers into its environment. In an unfortunate case of the fox guarding the henhouse, U.S. military systems are receiving back-end support from engineers based in China. That may sound like a security risk, and that's because it is. ProPublica reports that while these foreign engineers work through digital escorts in the U.S., the escorts often lack the technical skills to detect malicious code or misuse. The arrangement was approved by the Pentagon despite serious internal warnings from Microsoft staff about national security risks.
Hey. All right, here we go. Hey, really quick, we got a first-timer in chat. We actually have a couple first-timers. The Seeping Flamingo, welcome to the party, pal. And Eric Myers, and just so everyone knows, I know Eric Myers. A mutual friend, put us in contact, and I told him about our community. So he's here for the first time. So let's do a proper welcome to the party, pal. Hold on, I got to type it all out. Welcome to the party, pal. It's really welcome to the party, pals. Eric Myers, the Seeping Flamingo, and Zach M. First time live in chat. Let's go, Bubba. Okay, so, I mean, obviously this is kind of a situation, right? Like, again, I definitely want to be crystal clear that I'm not promoting xenophobia here. This isn't like, ugh. But, clearly there is, there's BRICS, right? Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. And then there's more countries kind of joining the BRICS coalition. We have NATO, right? There's Western democratic societies, and there's, more authoritative regime societies kind of banding together. And China's been really, really effective. Like the number one thing, if you were drafting like a kickball team, and one of the skill sets you were drafting for on your kickball team was espionage, right? Like all day, every day, China's your number one pick, right? misinformation. You're taking Russia. Like crypto, you're you're drafting North Korea. Okay, so anyways, there should be concern here, right? The U.S. federal government, China, bros, like, go Google Flax Typhoon, Volt Typhoon, Salt Typhoon, right? China's already they flew a hot air balloon over airspace and like see what happened. There's documented evidence. It's not alleged. It's documented evidence of attribution for attacking United States telecom providers, United States internet service providers, and United States critical infrastructure within the energy sector. So having all these things kind of well documented, the fact that basically U.S. federal government programs in the Department of Defense are outsourcing to Chinese. It says, one thing I don't like about this story, I feel like this story is a little, I don't know, biased, right? Chinese hackers. Like, how about Chinese engineers? Like, the story is that they're outsourcing work to Chinese citizens, right? And then, there's like American liaisons who are monitoring what they're doing, but they're not equipped to understand what they're doing, which is a problem unto itself. So the oversight function isn't really effective. But it sounds like it's more Chinese engineers, not hackers. So like this is one of those examples of spin, in my opinion. So you got to read past this. I do appreciate ProPublica giving us a bullet list. This is perfect for the old executive summary for a guy who didn't research the story. They're called digital escorts, these oversight liaisons, but for real, dude, they don't, whatever. I don't know, man. This doesn't even make any sense. If I had to guess, there's two things going on here. Okay, if I had to guess, there's two things going on. Yeah, Microsoft is using engineers in China to help maintain computer systems. So, dude, the story says Microsoft's using engineers. The story doesn't say Microsoft is using Chinese hackers to maintain Department of Defense, okay? So here's the deal. It's all about
straight cash, homie.
Straight cash, homie. I worked in federal IT for a number of years. If you were in the military, like, Eric Myers, like, you would know these things. It's wicked common for the U.S. federal government to outsource to private sector contractors to do certain work, whether it's, program management or developing capabilities, right? Like all SR-71 Blackbird, that wasn't like a federal program or a federal in-house civilian built program. They contracted it to Northrop Grumman or Lockheed Martin or whoever's responsible for that plane. All of this is to say that those private sector companies have to hire staff. And when you're given the option between hiring me at $200,000 a year or hiring somebody else for $100,000 a year and getting comparable work or 80% of the value, it turns into a basic financial calculation.
Straight cash, homie.
Right? So if I had to guess what's happening here, Microsoft International Company has a pool of talent and has discovered that they can hire these Chinese engineers and make more money. And it's all about the bottom line, right? Microsoft is a Fortune 5 company. Do you think that that's an accident? The reason you turn into a Fortune 5, Fortune 10 company, it's based on how much revenue you generate. And you can make more profit from the revenue if you pay less in labor. So that's what's up. Okay. Leon Elliott, thanks so much for the squad membership, bro. Blue badge looks good on you. So what do we do about this? Okay, here's the reality. There's two things that you need to know. Number one, I find this kind of interesting because from a CMMC perspective, the expectations for CMMC compliance would roll down to these Chinese companies that are outsourcing professional services to Microsoft. So I'm not quite sure how that works. That's number one kind of consideration. Number two is, when you are putting together a contract, right? Like wherever your company is, let's say Mara Levy's company, right? If Mara Levy is okay with businesses that she does business with having staff that are international, then that's fine. If not, you have to put it in the contract or in the RFP, the request for proposal. This is basic, okay? This isn't really cyber. This is more like staffing, right? So let's say that you guys want to work with my consulting firm, right? I do like VC, so and GRC type consulting. Now, normally you're going to get me, right? But let's say, for example, I have access to someone who lives in, I don't know, Nigeria, right? And they're very good at doing GRC work, and they only want, like, I don't know, let's say $25 an hour, and I can charge $200 an hour, right? That seems good. I can both make more profit, give that person job experience and opportunity, serve the client. Everybody wins, right? So these type of things happen all the time. If you don't want it, you have to put it in the RFP and in the contracting phase. You don't get all the way down the road, and when the person shows up for the first day of work, you're like, what are you doing here? Not happening. Also worth noting, that's an administrative control. From a technical control perspective, dude, require choke points, have them log into VPNs, have them go through Citrix gateways, put monitoring on them, issue them laptops if you have the budget, and only allow those those hardware laptops. You can use, you could spoof this, but you could do MAC addresses on the NIC. You could do system names. You could put profiles on endpoints, like on mobile devices and stuff, like whatever. You can control who has access to your internal resources, regardless of what country they're from or what nationality they are. And then you can monitor those choke points. So you can monitor them at the network. You can monitor them at the endpoint. You can monitor them from like an UEBA perspective, like what's their behavior and all that. So you can control this risk. So again, don't just say like, ooh, China. Like, dude, it can be controlled. And then it turns into, frankly, a business conversation about straight cash, homie.
Straight cash, homie.
Hazy Beacon. It's not a beer, but it leaves a bitter aftertaste. A new state-backed cyber campaign, likely linked to China, is hiding in plain sight. Called Hazy Beacon, the malware targets Southeast Asian governments using stealthy tactics. It installs via DLL sideloading, tricking trusted programs into running malicious code. For command and control, it uses AWS Lambda URLs disguising traffic as normal cloud activity. Once inside, it exfiltrates trade and policy documents through services like Google Drive, then wipes its tracks to avoid detection. Analysts at Unit 42 uncovered it through cloud traffic anomalies and forensic traces left behind after a failed cleanup.
All right, so here we go. First of all, shout out to Palo Alto Networks Unit 42, our very own Casually Joseph, who's probably asleep right now, but you're here in our hearts and minds, Joseph. They've dropped a Windows backdoor called Hazy Beacon. There were some like New England IPA references in here. It makes no difference. Guys, Southeast Asia is a hotbed of activity. Now, you may realize that there is a massive country that's excellent at espionage in the in the Asia region that has particular interest in the Southeast Asia region, right? Like Taiwan, right? If you've been following national stuff for a while. So it doesn't say the threat actor is China, but it is a state-sponsored or state-backed motivated threat actor that they haven't been able to attribute yet. You could say North Korea, you could say China, and have like prior case study to kind of support that. This is dropping a backdoor. Let's see what they're talking about here. It's going after government agencies, including information about tariffs and trade disputes. So again, if you look, here's the thing. Whenever you're like analyzing threat intelligence, you have to look at all the evidence that you're presented and then start making informed choices. So this threat actors in the Asia Pacific or the Pacific Rim region, Southeast Asia, and they're targeting government organizations for information. That's state-on-state action all day. Financial motivated cyber criminals, right? Like Inc. ransomware or global, right? They're not going after tariff information or trade disputes between countries. Like that's just not valuable to them. So you can begin to piece together, and so this isn't really TTPs. This is more like threat actor motivation, and then you can start kind of weaning them off. Like Scattered Spider, for example, they're not, or Lapsus Group, like they're young, brash. They're all about straight cash, homie, and getting that drip, right? Getting the icy drip on their wrist, Gen Z, you picking up what I'm putting down? So, like, trade tariff information is clearly state-on-state action. All right, so this Hazy Beacon is a backdoor. Basically, that just allows the threat actor to come and go as they please. That's why it's called a backdoor. Literally, it's an on-the-nose metaphor to indicate you're not going through the front door of authenticating in. The back door is just basically like a hole punched in the side of the building that allows the threat actor to come and go. You could see it says Southeast Asia has become a focal point for cyber espionage due to its sensitivity in trade negotiations. Bro, this has been has increasingly become, this is a bit of a overreach. Southeast Asia has been hot for a long time, dude. As Japan rose in the technology sphere and Taiwan and semiconductor technology, come on, like in the last 5 years, hello, like, have you seen crypto miners? Did you see what happened to GPUs during peak pandemic? Like, espionage has been like super hot. China, like, once we put the kibosh on trading semiconductor technology to China, there was a massive increase in cyber espionage, like not just in Southeast Asia, but all over the place. Also, side note, I read in the news last night as I was going to bed that the U.S. administration has approved NVIDIA to sell GPU semiconductor tech to China. So I thought that was interesting. Elliot Matisse would like to talk about that with you. All right. So what do we do from a tech? Does this have an infographic? I feel like this should. Oh yeah. What's up, baby? And I don't know, if you are a true aficionado of infographics, you can tell when a story really warrants it. So here's what we're looking about. They are exploiting AWS infrastructure. So we're going to get a little bit deeper into the technical execution here. It is a Windows backdoor. You can detect it with beaconing or, deny application security like ThreatLocker and stuff like that. But let's look at how this executes. The threat actor runs commands through Lambda URL endpoint. Lambda is basically a serverless engine in AWS that allows you to run code without having to stand up the underlying infrastructure. Think of it as basically like just in time or compute resources, right? It's like, I almost think of it as like, this is such a stupid metaphor, but like in my mind, when I think of Lambda, it's like, it's almost like making a sandwich at a food truck, kind of like you don't just order the food and get it. Like you make your own sandwich, but like you don't have to clean up after yourself. You don't have to gas the fuel truck, the food truck. You just kind of like show up, like whip up a ham and cheese and then move on. That's kind of what Lambda is. Apparently the beaconing is going to the Lambda URL endpoint. I thought Lambdas were kind of instantiated and tore down, but apparently not. And then it downloads additional payloads. Let's see. Okay, so here's the deal. This is the final TLDR for everybody. This right here is no different than all the standard approaches to C2 frameworks and post-exploitation frameworks. The only difference here is instead of having some infrastructure on the internet, like an IP address for your known malicious controlled infrastructure, you're using Lambda. That's it. Like everything else is pretty standard issue here. The use of the Lambda URL endpoint is what is the different part, and that's the C2 node, which, is clever. I mean, it's kind of tricky though, because like you're using AWS, so now AWS could get involved, or Amazon could get involved and see that and break it down. Also worth noting, if you see AWS traffic on your network, right, you're looking at logs, you SOC analysts. If you see AWS, that's going to blend into the noise because there's lots of legitimate AWS infrastructure. So certainly could hide. I would say they do offer the MSCOR SVW executable that gets executed and side loads a DLL. Side loading means basically running your own custom Trojanized version of a portable executable versus the one that comes legitimately from Windows operating system. So this is a full-featured one. If you find this in your environment, you better get rid of it. Again, this is more targeted at Southeast Asia. So if you're not operating in that space, if you're in the United States, I mean, just looking at Worldwide Wednesday at the map, I didn't see any Southeast Asia. The Taiwan was a misfire over here. So Triple D, Dream Logic, maybe you're interested because of the Philippines and stuff like that. But for the most part, I think this isn't really applying too much to our community. But it's worth noting the use of AWS. You could bust this out at a job interview, right? Because this is interesting. It's novel. They've just replaced one part of like a really well-defined kill chain, but it is novel.
What the world needs now
Oh my God, what?
is another framework. On July 14th, 2025, MITRE launched AADAPT, Adversarial Actions in Digital Asset Payment Technologies. This new cybersecurity framework was designed specifically for blockchain and digital payment systems. Built on the familiar attack architecture, AADAPT diverges by focusing on financially driven threats such as double spend exploits, flash loans, smart contract hacks, and fraud. It offers hands-on guidance to crypto exchanges, DeFi developers, and under-resourced financial organizations. All that glitter.
All right, first of all, who is this reporter? Hades Kasora. I think this is the woman that I thought was AI. Hold on. Let's bring her up. We're going to do I can't get, hold on. Her name is pretty unique. So let's see if we can get, there she is. Someone told me she was a CISO somewhere. Okay. Let's look at her really quickly. This woman is the reporter for this news. I got to tell you, the fact that you just sang what the world needs now is another framework. I like it. I like it a lot. I think she would fit right into the Simply Cyber community. Hilarious. Okay, and if you didn't like it, you know, I don't know who hurt you or why you don't like fun, but I thought that was hilarious. Okay, so guys, two things. Number one, the on the nose thing is that there is a framework here to help people understand adversarial actions in digital asset payment technologies. So if you work in fintech, right, all day long, if you work in fintech, this matters to you. If you don't work in fintech, then, you know, it would be interesting to know, but not really on the nose. If you are trying to develop some type of software that does crypto stuff, this matters to you. And again, to me, that's fintech, right? So, if you I guess that's a TLDR. Fintech, check it out. No, don't. The other thing I want to point out, and this is for like people who are looking to break in the industry or understand more stuff. We have Eric Myers in chat. Eric Myers is, transitioning from. I might be getting confused, but I'm pretty sure Eric's transitioning from military into cyber, and may not know this, but I will be the first to tell you. Hold on, Jesus Christ. MITRE AADAPT here is awesome. Okay, all day, every day. Every practitioner knows what MITRE AADAPT is. You know, like men want to be MITRE AADAPT, women want to be with MITRE AADAPT. Okay, just to kind of be playful and funny. MITRE AADAPT is a framework. It's not a bingo card. It is not completely comprehensive. There are other techniques, but it's a really, really solid start. And it basically covers all aspects of the kill chain. And you can learn from MITRE AADAPT. You can also look at threat actor groups and see what TTPs they map to. You can go check this out. But anyways, MITRE AADAPT is the bee's knees. It's the absolute slam dunk. Awesome. Listen, if cybersecurity was drafting for kickball, okay, I guess that's my theme for today. If GRC, listen, if there was kickball teams, okay, or this is like UFC game show, right? And there's like the GRC team, the red team, the blue team. I'm telling you, all day, every day, the GRC, they're going to have a tough time between drafting NIST cybersecurity framework and MITRE AADAPT. For good news is, realistically, we would probably draft MITRE AADAPT because we know red and blue is not going to draft. All right. Hopefully you guys didn't lose me. All right. So anyways, all day, every day, MITRE ATT&CK. Eric Myers, I dropped a link in chat. Go scoop that up. The thing I want everyone to know is, sadly, MITRE ATT&CK was so successful that now MITRE definitely comes out with all these frameworks, and they're not nearly as good. So there's MITRE Defend. There's another one I can't even remember, but it's a mixed bag. Like, none of them are as good as MITRE ATT&CK. It's like the golden child, the prodigal son. MITRE ATT&CK's it. So anyways, TLDR, FinTech, check this out. Also, the reporter is hilarious.
Yours isn't gold. Konfety Android malware is scattering itself across the Google Play Store again. It evades detection by manipulating the internal zip structure of APK files to hide malicious payloads during app review. Once installed, it quietly harvests user data and floods ad networks with fake traffic using Carmel ads, a legitimate ad platform exploited here for invisible ad fraud. Earlier Konfety variants racked up more than 10 billion fake ad requests per day, getting all over the place, just like its namesake.
Okay, so we're getting into the nerdy nerds. Listen, this is the file format for zip archives. Now, I'm going to Eric Myers, Seeping Flamingo, don't know what this is, but it's not exactly an infographic, but it is a file format infographic, and I got to tell you, between like the PE file format and a IP packet, if you look at like TCP/IP illustrated, oh my God, I wish I could get up and turn my light out right now if you're picking up what I'm putting down. But for the zip format, well, let this breathe. Oh, behave, zip format. Okay, so here's what I want to tell you, okay? Two things. One, on the nose for the story. Some Android malware is out there using zip manipulation. So educate your end users. Listen, bro, if you're running Android and you're downloading zip archives from random places, be on the lookout. Be mindful. You should be running some type of EDR solution or malware detection on your devices, including your Android phones. This particular campaign of pushing out this malware had 10 billion fraudulent ad requests per day. So it looks like it's a piece of malware that's designed for financial gain, with the threat actor having your device almost like in a botnet page in some type of ad clicking type stuff, which is actually kind of nice. I mean, it's not nice. You don't want it, but it's like, it's way less scary than like some of the other things like, spyware or eavesdropping or encryption of your stuff. Looks like the way it works is it decrypts a payload and then it hides a DEX file. That's a file format I've not heard before in memory. So it is fileless. It doesn't write to disk, which can circumvent some anti-malware solutions. Let's see. The hidden DEX thing includes certain features. Let's see. It doesn't really say what it does here. The malware presents a EULA to the end user. After the user accepts, the malware establishes contact with its command and control. Why would you have... okay. I don't know why the friggin' malware asks the user for a user agreement. Like, even if it's fraudulent, like, why? Like, who cares? Just detonate. It will open a browser instance to push.raisecondronig.com. So look for that in your environment. Oh, there's screenshots here too. These screenshots aren't valuable to you because it's just a bunch of random sites. The threat actors are basically, this is a basic financial crime. They're doing it based on sheer volume of amounts, right? They said that they had infected 10 billion, or excuse me, they had sent 10 billion fraudulent ads. So if they're getting 1 penny for every ad sent, I mean, that's 10 billion pennies. I do the math. I'm like, I don't know what that is. Is that like $100 million or something? So, there it is. Now, educate your end users about that. Now let's talk about this zip file format. Let me tell you a couple things about this. Number one, any file, right? There's value in here. For GRC people, less, but for people who want to get into reverse engineering, software exploitation, offensive security techniques, forensics, differ people, DFIR, this is valuable. Not every file format you need to analyze, okay? But PE file formats, the Windows EXE or Windows DLL. Windows DLL files are EXE files. You just can't run them by themselves. They're dynamically linked libraries, right? So these file formats are well defined, and you can look at them and you can see like what composes the file itself. That's why if you've ever run a file that says corrupted, it's because the file format's jacked up. So this zip file format's interesting. You can see it all, how it explodes out, and then you can see where the threat actors are utilizing part of the file format to hide information. So from a software security research perspective, definitely analyze these because there's all sorts of opportunity. We are running behind, and I apologize. I've just been having a good time with the show today.
And now, thanks to today's episode sponsor, ThreatLocker. ThreatLocker is a global leader in zero trust endpoint security, offering cybersecurity controls to protect businesses from zero-day attacks and ransomware. ThreatLocker operates with a default deny approach to reduce the attack surface and mitigate potential cyber vulnerabilities. To learn more and start your free trial, visit threatlocker.com/CISO.
All right. Hey, really quick, for the sake of time, I'm going to just play the Simple Minds. I'm immediately going to jump to the la 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 la. So Alpha Sierra, please get ready. Oh, Kathy Chambers is so kind. Yeah, I'm just, guys, I have a show format. I want it to be fun, but I do want to keep it to an hour and hook everybody up. Hey, Patience, first timer in chat, at Patience. Let's welcome Patience to the party. Okay. All right. Hey, Butler NA is agreeing. You guys are too kind. Thank you. Thank you so very much. You guys are good. All right. Alpha Sierra's got us queued up. Let's do what we do. All right. Holla, holla, holla. Thank you to the sponsors, Barricade, Flare, Antisyphon, and ThreatLocker. Guys, if you're enjoying the show, do consider supporting the show by just going to the links in the description below, clicking on them, checking them out. It does go a long way to support the show, right? The sponsors fund me, or fund Simply Cyber, which I use to build the show. I'd be able to, do the fun stuff. So if you're interested in supporting, just take a minute, click those links. Shout out to them. Thank you for all the support. I do want to say thank you to all of you. I'm having a great time. Now, for you first-timers, normally we run through this whole thing. I do want to say really quickly, yesterday, so Eric Myers, Seeping Flamingo, you may not know, but yesterday was Tidbits Tuesday, and I always share a little personal thing with me. Really quick to get everybody up to speed. Over the weekend, I shaved my dog's paws so they wouldn't get wet when I took them out at 6 in the morning because it's a pain in the A when I'm half awake, dealing with like soaking wet feet and stuff like that. And my wife said I did my dogs dirty. Okay? So we ran a poll yesterday. 40% of you said I did the dogs dirty, but 60%, a majority, said I did not. My wife said you chose a picture that didn't really reveal the true extent of the crime. So I would like to present you with a updated piece of evidence, and I will run the poll again. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ripley, my dog, and you can see here we've got all 4 paws. And for me, this is like such an engineer's approach to it. I solved the problem. I didn't give consideration for anything else. I solved the problem. So if you feel like this is like a SPCA ad and this dog, you're going to like start playing some soft, like Oh my God, what's that musician? She's a female musician that Sarah McLachlan. If you're gonna start playing some Sarah McLachlan, let me know. But I'm gonna start the chat. I'm gonna start the poll. We're gonna do it again. Did I do Ripley dirty? Okay. Yes or no? The poll's open. All right, I do love this dog. Again, I shaved his feet crudely, but it was to make it so I didn't have to dry his feet when I took him out in the morning. Okay? All right, let's get our la la la's on. Here we go. All right, let's finish strong. I will show Nadine the comments here. Port Zero in the upstate saying that is straight dirty. Toasty Pops out of the Kansas City faction saying there's a reason there's pro groomers. 100% agree. Let's finish strong, everybody. Justin Gold is telling me that this back half of the stories are pretty quick, so we're going to speed run them.
I do not think that means what you think it means. WeTransfer.
Okay, we have to get this woman on. We have to get her on to the show. Where is she? We've got to get her on. She just did a Princess Bride reference drink. She might be part of this 80s 90s reference drink game that we're starting to spin up here.
A popular cloud service used to send large files wreaked havoc when it updated its terms in July with language like, "You grant us a license to use, reproduce, modify, create derivative works of, and publicly display your content." These phrases, often tied to AI training, received criticism from artists, writers, and voice actors who use the service. Another clause said they could use content to, quote, promote the service, end quote. Creators pushed back, wanting to know if that gave WeTransfer the ability to use their work in ads. While denying that that's what they meant at all, WeTransfer did revise the language, removing the AI-adjacent terms and limiting usage to what's strictly necessary to run the platform.
Yeah, okay. Dude, we are in this like Wild West space right now where here's the deal. I've said it 1,000 times. I've been saying it since 2014. Data is the new gold. We live in an attention economy. Data can help inform what works and what doesn't work. Data can be weaponized in order to control narratives. Data can be used to put things in front of you that you're more likely to spend money on. Data can be used to manipulate your emotions, okay? And data now can be used to train AI. And all of these companies are going YOLO on EULA agreements because end users just click through on everything, saying like, basically, we own your firstborn. Sign here. And you're just like, yes, give me more of that. So this company got basically taken to task over their EULA being gross. And now they're backing up and saying, oh, no, we're not doing that. So yeah, I appreciate this. Way to go, whoever read the EULA. Now, let's talk about this really quickly from a GRC perspective. You may run into a situation where they don't back up and they say we're going to use all your things. And you're like, hey, this is a terrible idea, business. And the business is like, no, like it's affordable, it serves our needs, whatever. We're going to use it. I play golf with the CEO of WeTransfer. We're friends. We're going to do the deal. At that point, you're an advisor. You've done the best you can. You can have a problem, okay? Remember, cyber pros, CISOs, GRC, like we are advisors. As much as we get thrown under the bus and why it's a tough job, we're advisors. If the business says they're going to do it, they're going to do it. You can't piss and moan. What I will say is if you have an opportunity, you could say, I mean, if your friggin' CEO plays golf with the CEO of the other company, like you're not going to get around that. But if it's just straight up like, oh, we like this solution, then, you can go to the team and say, hey, listen, like, what are your actual needs? Oh, we need a file transfer solution. Well, bro, there's like Clio, there's Box.com, Dropbox, our copy. We could just do it on Linux. Like, what are your actual needs? Like, can we look at alternatives that are more secure? Boom, done, right? So definitely don't take the L if you don't have to, but it's work to get a different solution.
Hey, whose keys are these? Marco Ellis, a government staffer working under the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, accidentally posted an ActiveX AI API key to GitHub, exposing access to more than 50 Grok language models. The key stayed live even after it was removed, raising red flags about how tightly AI credentials tied to government work are being handled. It's sloppy. But for now, the real-world impact is likely limited. To actually access sensitive data or systems, an attacker would also need login credentials or access to private government deployments.
Yeah, I mean, come on. This story right here. I mean, I like Krebs on security. I know a lot of people dunk on Krebs on security, but here's the thing. This story seems a little meh. Okay, so this Marco Elias guy basically, again, I didn't research or prep this story, but this Marco Elias guy basically accidentally leaked an API key in a GitHub repo for Grok, for the Twitter thing. So nothing to do with Doge. But because he worked under Elon at Doge, now they're like jumping to conclusions that how did he handle API keys for federal government? Like, the story isn't that he leaked a federal government API key. It's about a Twitter key, but they're making it about the government. So I find that kind of like disingenuous reporting if based on what I'm reading right now. What does this mean for you? Guys, listen, you've got to be careful with API keys. API keys are essentially like credentials to be able to access exposed functions of applications. So if you don't want other people accessing those functions, those systems, pulling that data, manipulating data inside the system using the API key, using the API functions, you have to protect the keys. So when they get publicly dropped into a GitHub, you have to detect it, first of all. Secondly, you have to revoke the API key right away. That could cause some operational problems. But guess what? The problem happened the second the key went public. It's compromised at that point. Be mindful of that. Of course, this is a DevOps type thing, but with good API keys, make sure that you're attributing who the API key is issued to. You could set limits on the API key. So like, whatever, 25 queries an hour or something like that, just to throttle it to make sure if it does get out, you can limit the impact. But yeah, API keys is the thing. You got to be protecting those and not being donkeys. Also, if you're a red teamer or pen tester, the reality is, bro, like, do some OSINT. You can find API keys using OSINT. Ask Dennis Keefe is in chat. Dennis Keefe is our OSINT extraordinaire. Would love some thoughts, Dennis Keefe, on your OSINT experience. Also for you first timers like Eric Myers, etc., those looking to break in the industry, OSINT is delicious. Like, if you're looking for something fun to just, pants off kind of situation, OSINT is where it's at. Really quick, we're going to get the poll done here. 58%, so 2% of you changed your mind on did I do Ripley dirty. I'll let Mrs. Auger know if she asks. All right, let's go.
And the hits just keep on coming. Cloudflare says it's already blocked more DDoS attacks in 2025 than it did in all of last year. Over 27 million so far. And we're only halfway through the year. In just the last quarter, they stopped more than 6,500 major attacks, including one that hit 7.3 terabits per second. Telecom, gaming, even agriculture got hit hard, with most attacks coming out of Asia and targeting countries like China, Brazil, and Germany. These attacks are smarter, faster, and hitting industries no one expected.
All right. Hey, just a quick shout out. Kathy Chambers in chat right now. Kathy, aggro getting its love, right? Aggro getting its roses. And for those who don't know, Kathy Chambers is quickly becoming an expert in cybersecurity within the agriculture industry. So if you have any questions about that, scoop up some time with Kathy. All right, guys, denial of service attacks. Classic attack paradigm within the information security industry. Typically, when we say denial of service attacks, we're talking about like spewing large amounts of network traffic at IP addresses to overwhelm them. You can do availability attacks in other ways, like you can use wiper viruses, like the Shamoon attack on Saudi Aramco back in the day. North Korea wiping Sony after the Interview movie. Those are all denial of service attacks. They just the term denial of service is typically associated with network bandwidth overwhelming. You can see here the bar charts has light blue for HTTP denial of service attacks, and the dark blue is level 3, level 4, layer 3, layer 4. So you can have attacks at different layers of the OSI stack, HTTP being at the top of the stack, level layer 7. And 3 and 4 are TCP IP, so just sending network traffic, wholesale sending it, like UDP packets overwhelming, or DNS. Well, I guess DNS is at a higher layer, isn't it? No. DNS is at layer 4. Anyways, whatever. I feel like denial of service attacks is kind of like well understood at this point. There's like new ways to do it, but for the most part, it's well defined. Cloudflare is kind of the leader in the space around providing defensive capabilities for denial of service attacks. DDoS, as you can see here, is just distributed denial of service attacks. It's a more effective denial of service attack because you're getting more IP addresses attacking that one, so it's harder to defend. If your organization relies on some internet-facing asset like your Netflix, your Amazon, whatever, your Dennis Keefe's bakery, and you do online sales only, you may want to consider Cloudflare. Not a sponsor, but they are the leader in the clubhouse. And for those who are, again, I guess this is the Eric Myers episode. If you're looking to break into industry and you're just getting started, right? Like you don't have a lot of like perspective or like, the landscape, go check out Mirai Botnet, Mirai, Mirai Botnet, seminal case study on botnets and how they're weaponized for denial of service attacks. If you gotta go in the Wayback Machine, pack your Jenko jeans and your Rise of the Triad LAN party, and go check out Low Orbit Ion Cannon, LOIC. That was like the OG denial of service. Tribe 2N, or the Tribe 2N. Anyways, all right.
How to become a North Korean hacker in 5 easy-to-learn steps. North Korean contagious interviews just got more viral. Here's what's new in their latest supply chain campaign targeting developers. Step 1. They pose as recruiters on LinkedIn and offer fake jobs, usually in crypto or tech. Step 2. During the interview, they send a coding challenge and ask the target to install an NPM package to complete it. What's new? That package now includes a stealthy malware loader called XOR Index, found in 67 packages downloaded over 17,000 times. Step 3. XOR Index runs silently and connects to command server. Step 4. It pulls down tools like Beavertail and Invisible Ferret to steal browser data, crypto, and open a persistent backdoor. And step 5. If that developer later joins your company and brings the same machine, credentials, or Git access, you've now got a nation-state backdoor inside your environment.
Okay. Have you ever seen... Listen, I like this woman, okay? I don't know if she was told to say that or not, but that was a bridge too far. Okay, that was just like I was on board. I was rooting her on, and then the last part was just like, what is this? Like Disney World, Fantasyland? Like, I like her, but come on. So here's the deal. This is like the most egregious long play, like overcomplicated Rube Goldberg attack sequence I've ever heard of. So yeah, here's the TLDR. North Korea is pretending to be job recruiters. They're setting things up. And then they give you a coding challenge, but basically it's malware and you infect yourself. Dude, this is a well-defined thing. It's like no different than giving my Aunt Dorothea a piece of malware and telling her it's like, a patch for her computer, or it's something she needs to do to file her taxes or whatever. Getting end users to install malware on their box is literally been around for years. North Korea is just doing it because they're weaponizing the concept that somebody is thirsty for a job and willing to do whatever it takes to go through the interview process. And because it's a fake, fictitious, made-up fantasy job, North Korea can make it as hot and sexy as they want. They could say, oh, this is enter your job fantasy here. Oh, you want to be a software developer leading a team of 10 people making $800,000 a year for a fintech company? Sure, we got that. You want to be an entry-level GRC analyst, making 6 figures, 130 grand for a New York-based financial services firm? Sure, we got that. They could say, you want to work for, Activision Blizzard, Treyarch, Infinity Ward? You want to work on the next Call of Duty game? Sure, get in here. It doesn't matter because it's a made-up job. And now when they get you to install that stuff, you're infected and they can do all the things on you. Now, I will tell you that if you are using your own machine, wherever you're currently employed, if you are currently employed, then you could have a backdoor into the environment, which is similar to what she said, but not what she said. What I'm taking, I guess what I'm getting bent out of shape about, which is, by the way, really quickly, like the Eric Myers, the Seeping Flamingos, the first timers, this is news for you. Blue badges, you've seen this 1,000 times. I literally don't know what I'm going to lose my mind about on this show. And so I'm finding out just alongside you. This is what she said, that like basically they don't get the job. And then since they're looking for jobs, the next job they go to, they're going to bring their machine and infect that business. Like this already is a bit of a shot in the dark, right? Because whoever they're targeting, yeah, they can use LinkedIn to groom their list for people they want to get to. But you're not guaranteed that they're going to install the malware. You're not going to guarantee that they're going to get a job somewhere else that you want. You're not going to guarantee that that new business allows their work from home laptop or their personal machine on the network. So there's a lot that has to happen that I was kind of like, meh. But yeah, no, North Korea is a thing. TLDR, guys, if you are interviewing and they ask you to download something and run it, I'd run it through friggin' any.run, honestly, which is a online dynamic malware analysis engine sandbox, right? Go.
A cybersecurity vendor crossed the line in the name of...
All right, so that's going to do it. You know what? We did get right at 9 o'clock. I see some people left. It's always weird in the summertime. We are at 325 people. We're usually cruising around 500. I noticed in the dog days of summer, it does typically dip. So if you're... I hope you're dipping because you got summer stuff. I hope it's not because you're not enjoying the program anymore. If you are not enjoying the program, I'm always open to constructive feedback. I do appreciate it. I do this show for the community. I want it to be value add to everybody. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. I hope you got value. If you didn't know, don't go anywhere because I'm going to take you on a... oh my God, what is that song? I think that the Chili Peppers covered it, but it's like, come along and ride on a ride, slippity slide, do, right? I think Coolio did that song. Anyways, I'm about to take you on a ride over to Jawjacking, where I'm going to spend 30 minutes answering all your questions. Eric Myers, if you got a question, you put a Q in front of it. It'll get queued up for me, and I can answer it. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a wonderful day. And be well. Until next time, stay secure. Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jawjacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some Jawjacking. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the party. My name is Jerry Guy. I'm your host for Jawjacking. Jawjacking is a 30-minute AMA show coming hot off the heels of the daily cyber threat briefing, hosted by, say it with me, squad members, that nerd, Dr. Gerald Auger. Bro, can you calm down about zip file formats? Like, act like you've been here before, Gerald. Act like you've seen a file format blowout diagram before, for real. But seriously, it's the same person. It's me, everybody. We just have a lot of fun here. If the daily cyber threat briefing is the front of a mullet, the Jawjacking is the back. Party up front, business in the rear. I'm all about good times. Let's party, people. Drop your questions in chat. I'm here for you. Doing it every single day. I can't answer DMs, but I can do this show every day. Is there a dress code for Simply CyberCon? Are cowboy boots okay? Absolutely. You do have to wear clothes, but yeah, no, it's wide open. It's a good time. It's basically Cyber Risk Witch. Simply CyberCon is basically Jawjacking conference, right? We have fun. We got 2 tracks. It's good times. We're gonna have some games this year. I actually want to have like Mario Kart Wii or Wii bowling going on. There's gonna be an after party at a bar. No requirements of anyone to do anything they don't want to do, but yeah, get your cowboy boots and come on down. Oh, Marcus Kyler letting us know about what's it called? Love Roller Coaster? Marcus Kyler, if it's by Lakeside, what's the name of that song? Hold on, I bet you if I type in Lakeside, it's probably the #1 song on Spotify, right? Fantastic Voyage. Oh my god, the funk? Dude, I have like a low-key soft spot for that, funk guitar riffs, like boom, boom, boom. Somebody get the Cosmic Cowboy in here. Roswell UK says, yesterday's last late night with Tyler was good fun. Pity it couldn't be recorded. Edited it to YouTube to be compliant and posted. Yeah. So for you guys who didn't know, we had a community practical skills workshop last night at 10 p.m. Tyler taught everybody how to fish. It was great. We are going to be doing more community workshops. We broke Discord last night, so I think what I'm going to... You know how... Okay, listen. Do you guys know how I'm like, oh, please click on the sponsor links? Like, it goes a long way to support the channel. This workshop that Roswell UK is saying was awesome. We broke Discord, so I actually have to go out later today and purchase an enterprise Zoom license, which, by the way, last time I checked, is not free. It's actually quite expensive, which blows. So... But this is where that money goes, right? It goes to do these things. So, yeah, we're going to fix that. Roswell UK. The information that we're covering on the workshops it's I don't want to say it's too hot for YouTube, because I'm going to be doing a GRC workshop here possibly next Tuesday. But if I get, like, I have had my YouTube channel put in timeout for 2 weeks early on, like in 2020, and it was because I showed how to do phishing, right? I showed you how to stand up the infrastructure and do all those things, and I couldn't post for 2 weeks. So if I receive a community strike, or Simply Cyber's YouTube channel receives a community strike, we can't do the live shows for 2 weeks. We can't do any of the other media group shows for 2 weeks. So it would be catastrophic, to say the least. So we have to do it off platform. If we do the Zoom recordings, we might be able to record them and make them available through the Academy. But thank you for the feedback, Roswell UK. Stay tuned, everybody. Puckman says, what are some of the first things I can do to make an impact on my new job? Medium-sized business. All right, I got you. Okay. One of my favorite things, I'll answer your question, but one of the reasons I make videos is because I can give you a 15-minute response with 30 seconds of work. Watch. Here you go. This video right here is called How to Crush Your First 90 Days in Cybersecurity. Exactly what to do, okay? So who asked this question? Puckman. First of all, Puckman, congratulations.
I came in
All right, so there you go. That's how you crush your first 90 days. This is a 38-minute video on how to do this, okay? So 38 minutes. Here's the thing. I can't sit up here for 38 minutes and answer this one question, right? I got to answer a bunch. But that's why I make videos, right? So Puckman, go to that video. The TLDR that I can tell you is if you want to absolutely slay it in your first 90 days, and you say you want to make impact, it's not all about like moving fast, okay? There's value here. Let me tell you what you got to do. Number one, you should absolutely schedule meet and greet meetings one-on-one with key people. I don't know what job you got, so it depends on what role you have. But like, let's just pick GRC. You should set up a meeting with like the person who's like kind of your direct counterpart in IT. If you're a large organization, talk to the server team, talk to the Linux team, talk to the endpoint management team, talk to the mobile device management team, talk to the firewall engineer, talk to general counsel, talk to the application team, talk to the engineers. Like, it's going to be a lot of work, but here's the thing. You talk to all of them, find out, like in the meetings, ask them what they're doing, ask them what's going on, ask them how you can help them. You're going to be figuring out what their pain points are. You're going to be putting your face to the name, and they're going to realize that they have an advocate in the cybersecurity team, and they're going to talk to you. So then when you email or when they have a problem, they're going to go directly to you. Huge, huge value. The next thing, and then I got to go on to the next question. The next thing I would do is ask your boss. You should have done this in the job interview, but whatever. Ask your boss, like, dude, well, don't say dude to your boss, but be like, hey, like, I'm super excited to be here. What is the most pressing issue that I can support working on? Okay? Like, take initiative. Show them that you're ready to dive in. Obviously, your first 2 weeks, you're going to be like a read-only mode in meetings and crap like that. Don't overstep your authority, but take initiative. If you hear someone say something in a meeting about a problem or whatever, and you can do a little bit of research and provide it, do it. Also, in a meeting, don't try to show someone up. You definitely don't do that. If they say, oh, I tried and couldn't figure it out, and then like you're in the back of the room and you Google and you're like, I've got the answer, that's not going to help you, okay? What you should do is do the stuff, and then after the meeting, fire it off to that person. Be like, hey, I heard you had these challenges. I had some suggestions. Take it or leave it, your choice. Boom. Now you're an advocate delivering value to that person. If you can make, if your boss is toxic, that's different. But like, if you can make your boss kind of look good, your boss is going to take care of you typically. All right, that's good. And then obviously once you're off and running, go crush it like a boss. Okay, let's go. Next question. The mullet, it's business up front, party in the rear. So if I said it backwards, that's what's up. Yes, you definitely need clothes. Oh, Alpha Sierra is talking to Soap Flavor. All right, I'm looking at questions in chat. Put a Q, there we go. Moshe Levy. Hey, Moshe. Hey, Moshe, did you get married yet? I know you're engaged, or you were engaged. If you haven't gotten married yet, when's the big day? And if you have gotten married, congratulations, brother. Are you going to DEF CON? What's your plan while you're there? So I will be at Black Hat with Mrs. Auger all week, and we'll be at DEF CON. I'll only be there for Friday. I'm speaking at New Village Friday morning. I have to talk to Josh Mason. I don't know if I'm getting a badge or if I'm borrowing someone's badge, but I'll be around DEF CON basically from like 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. or whatever it is until probably like 1 p.m. Then I'm going to go grab lunch with my wife and whoever else wants to grab lunch. And then, Moshe, we're heading over to Zombie Beer Hall or whatever it's called for the Simply Cyber Community Meetup. Let me get you a link to that. Look at. We're partnering with Hack Smarter, Tyler's community. Let me drop a link in this. We are DEF CON Meetup. Okay, so here's the link. I'm going to pin it in chat. Here's the deal, y'all. I do this every year for Simply Cyber. I've done it for years. If any of the mods have a link to any of the team photos from Simply CyberCon or DEF CON Meetup, please share it so I can just bring it up here. But we always do these big meetups. The DEF CON one's the biggest. It's a $5 ticket to register. 100% of proceeds go to Black Girls Hack. We are not doing this to fund anything. We're doing this to basically control headcount because we can only have a couple hundred people there, and we don't want people spam registering and then not showing up. So we put a $5 paywall in front of it, and 100% of proceeds go to Black Girls Hack. This will be a party from 4 to 7 p.m., and Tyler and I are covering the tab, the check, right? So come have some beers on us, high five, meet people. It is all about good times. Thanks for asking, Mushy. Kathy Chambers will be there, so get up on that. Continuing to look at chat here. Okay. With all the layoffs happening in the federal government, they have to spend money for cyber projects. How do we get those contracts? Well, Ray W699, number one, I mean, some parts of the government are doing small business set-aside, so you actually have an advantage by being a small business. If you can get your, I mean, this is like a long play, but if you can get your business registered as a female-owned business, as a veteran-owned business, as a minority-owned business, that can give you advantages in the bidding process. You may have, if for a cybersecurity perspective, you know, you're going to have to be CMMC compliant likely, so get ready for that. I would almost try to get, if you're a small business, you can partner with large businesses like Booz Allen, Deloitte, and all those others on like a joint effort to help them make a more compelling case. What your question, Ray, does not have a simple answer. Like you could have literally, you could have like an entire YouTube channel around this problem. Honestly, it's a lot of networking. Like so, in the Charleston area, there is a military base, Spaywar. I think they call it NIWIC now. But it's a lot of going to like mixers with the federal civilians and then the local consulting business people. It's a lot of relationships and insider, not trading, but like you can't just like hang a shingle and get a government contract, unfortunately. Cyber Risk, which is 80% sure she's coming to Simply CyberCon. All right. Trey Black says, do you have any experience on making an SBOM? No, SBOM is a software bill of materials. I do not have oh wait, hold on, I'm sorry. I do not have experience doing SBOMs, unfortunately. If anyone has experience with SBOMs, there's been multiple attempts at that, but it's never really, I've never seen it work out. Where's the link for Late Night with Tyler? It was not filmed. It was last night, Jazzy Jazz. It was last night, and it was not recorded. For the community practical skills workshops, you will have to register and attend in person. I don't know if we're going to make them available on replay. Bruise and Hacks, Kia Ora. When an interviewer says, tell me about yourself, how deep is too much? From perspective of cyber and broken to cyber 4 years ago, afraid I take too long to tell my story. Yeah, so two things. Number one, when someone tells you, tell me about yourself, do not tell them like things that are not directly relevant. Hold on, I'm sorry. Don't tell them things that are not directly relevant to like how you can help them. So don't be like, oh, like Bruise and Hacks, right? Like I love craft beer too, man. But like you would never answer that question with, oh yeah, like I'm married, I got 2 kids, I really love a great imperial stout. I moved to the area about 6 years ago. My brother, he's always a problem at Thanksgiving. But you know, my parents got divorced when I was 7. Like no one gives a crap. Like I know that matters to you, but like that doesn't matter, okay? So don't do that. Second of all, really what I think you should do, this is a guaranteed question or like a definite common question. You should have the quote unquote elevator pitch. My recommendation, I'm a huge fan of the law of 3s. So I would have 3 bullets, your top 3 bullets on tell me about yourself. What this question really should be is tell me how you can best help me. This is your opportunity to win them. If you can, have a hook, right? Like, oh, tell me about let me think about how I would answer this question. Tell me about yourself. So I might say, I am absolutely passionate about cybersecurity. I've worked in the industry 20 years. I'm so passionate that I went to school and got 4 degrees, computer science and information security related degrees. I love it that much. I've worked in the GRC space for a number of years, and I love mentoring people. I actually started a YouTube channel to mentor at scale where I help people, and because of that, I've met so many people in the industry. I've gotten to attend conferences and learn about developing technologies and interact with different people across different stacks, whether it's, VPN solutions or EDR solutions. And, I guess I'd be interviewing for a CISO job. So because of that, I've really honed my skill around speaking to business leaders as well as technology practitioners. That core technical expertise I got from university enables me to be able to speak to the engineers, while all of my experience in practice running up the GRC career path has enabled me to speak to the business side of the house. And I truly love the capability to speak to all the people and really evangelize my love for cybersecurity and helping organizations drive cyber risk reduction down. Now, I just made that up on the fly, but I feel like it was a pretty good answer because I did show personality of who I am. It wasn't a flat, token response out of AI, but at the same time, I focused it and harnessed it to be value. What you should have got out of that is that I can communicate at a high level. I have a deep technical expertise. I have deep cybersecurity knowledge. I know an ass load of people in the industry, which will enable me to be able to move fast, break things, and help your organization get what you need. I'm not monolithic in my capability. All right. So I don't know, Brews and Hacks, if that worked for you. You got to find your style, but for me, I liked that answer. My man Eric Myers, Gunner02 on Discord, feeling that like the information I'm learning from different sources is becoming foreign language to me. What resources is best for dumbing it down? Okay, so 2 things. Number 1, Eric Myers is like basically an avatar for someone who's like brand new trying to break into cybersecurity. Thanks, Eric, for the question, and thanks for leaning into embracing the experience. Number 1, it's a lot of work. Dude, there are so many acronyms, there's so many technologies, there's so much that basically you just got to drink from the fire hose. As far as like what resources is best for dumbing it down, it depends what you're trying to do, Eric. I will tell you, okay, in full disclosure, okay, this has a financial benefit to me, so in full disclosure, but at Simply Cyber Academy, like I literally try to help people break into cybersecurity. So I just want to show you this. Like, it depends where you are on your career journey, but like I have a Cyber 101 class. This is like basically exactly what it sounds like. Introduction to tech, introduction to concepts. This class right here is a full semester-long course, written, developed, and delivered by me, with the intention of doing what you're asking for, making it accessible. The original pitch line of Simply Cyber was making information security accessible to everybody, and that's what I try to do. If you're looking for more of a free option, honestly, Eric, you're going to want to get the Security Plus certification. It's just a key. It's something you need. It's not going to get you a job, but it's going to help you not get taken away from a applicant pool for a job. You'll get exposed to a lot of basic concepts in there. And the key thing is, and this is why you should come to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief, Eric, is because once you hear all these terms, once you start to see how they interrelate with each other, things will start clicking, okay? And I know it's easier said than done. Oh, Jerry, you got 20 years, 4 degrees, blah. Like, trust me when I tell you, you're going to start hearing and seeing the same things. You're going to start seeing patterns. You're going to start talking to people. The number 2 thing that you need to know, Eric, is do not get like shiny ball syndrome, right? Don't start studying for Sec Plus and then be like, oh, I'm going to just go do some try hack me rooms. Oh, well, what's over here? I'm going to do a sim lab, and not finishing anything, right? If you just keep chasing if you need to take 5 steps forward to like achieve a milestone, and you take 2 steps and then you turn and you take 2 steps in a different direction, and then you turn and you take 2 steps in a different direction, you're literally going to go nowhere. You're going to be exhausted. You're going to feel like you're doing a lot, not making any progress, and you're going to get discouraged. And the reason is because you're not following through. Trust me on this, okay? It's a lot of work up front, but it's worth it, okay? Eric, let me know if that answers your question, please. All right. Elliot Matisse is sharing some information. You could try Notebook LM to distill information. That's true. You can use AI, copy and paste something in AI and say, make this easier to understand for me. Ronell Wood says, I have an interview Friday for a cyber position. Any advice on prep? I have a video for that. Let me see. YouTube, Simply Cyber, use AI for interview prep. What? Oh, God, come on, man. Hold on one second. Ronell, what? I've got a video for that. Cyber specialist. That doesn't tell me anything about the job. I don't know if it's GRC or SOC. If you look at my YouTube channel, Ronell, you could see I have a GRC 20 questions. I have a cybersecurity analyst Q&A. I have one around SOC analyst. So it depends on what you're trying to get. I will tell you, I like this one. Here we go. The one thing I will tell you is I was having a new roof installed while this video is being filmed. So there's like noise of roofers nailing things to the wall or to the ceiling, and people don't like that. So, you know, go check. It's a good video though. Simply Cyber SOC Analyst 12 interview. Here's another video I did more on SOC Analyst. Although the questions are pretty accessible to different roles in the industry. So here we go. SOC Analyst. Ronell Wood. Guys, I got to tell you, it's always a good day when I can say I got a video for that. So there's 2 videos for you. And then just general prep stuff. What I would say is get a good night. I know this is kind of stupid, but like get a good night's sleep. No, like don't feel imposter syndrome, Ronell Wood. Feel good, man. Like they want you in there for the interview. So you've already got that going for you. Personally, I like to show up 10 minutes early. And then I don't want to show up so early that I'm annoying. It used to bother me when like a candidate would show up and like we didn't have the waiting room. So then they're like standing there and you're like, oh my God, like this interview doesn't start for 20 minutes. Like I'm in the middle of finishing something else. So for me, like 10 minutes, 5 minutes is perfect. I would bring a couple copies of your resume because sometimes people show up for the interview that didn't prep or know who you are. You can make that available. Take your time, right? Listen to the question. Be an active listener. Acknowledge their question. Then respond, okay? And don't be afraid to say, I don't know. You know, hey, that's really interesting. I don't know. I'll tell you another like bad practice is where they ask you a question and you have no friggin' idea. So you just start speaking to fill the time. They know you don't know, you know you don't know, and you're literally just wasting time, and that's a bad look. So, good morning, Philemon Elegoo. All right. Tony Jack says he crushed it. Let's go. Fight Like Wolves says, any future videos over how to do documentation and write-ups? You'll have to be more specific on what? Like audits? I have an entire like lecture series on risk assessment report writing. If you're talking about pen test reporting, I think Tyler Ramsby has videos for that. I'm not a pen tester, so you don't want me to do that. Silence Poet says, I want to come into my new role prepared. In the interview, he said, people with my background usually struggle most with understanding risk. What can I do to prepare? Well, honestly, Silence Poet, this is like an untapped area. This is why I've been trying to make GRC socially acceptable for years. Like understanding risk and assessing risk and analyzing risk and quantifying risk and qualifying risk. This is the key job of GRC people. This is why if you get paid really well for GRC work, it's because you can do this. So all I would say is consume threat intelligence, have an open mind, and because you're a SOC analyst experienced person, you should be able to do it. I don't have a crystal clear do this and then that's the answer. But here's what you should think about. Let me pause the music. Whenever you are presented with something, okay? Like I'll give you a perfect example, okay? Well, whenever you're presented with something, you have to think logically about what is the actual risk. A lot of people want to just be like, oh my God, can you believe they do this? And like basically like InfoSec control shame people. And then sometimes it's like, no, like it's not really a big deal. And it's just as a simple exercise, I'll give this to you, okay? People say writing down passwords is a terrible practice. Oh my God, can you believe she writes her passwords down? Ugh, what a noob. Ugh. Well, here's the deal. My Aunt Dorothea is not going to use a password vault, okay? My Aunt Dorothea, under my direction, keeps a notebook by her computer, physical paper copy, and writes her passwords down. Now, you might be like, Jerry, how could you be a leader in information security and offer such a stupid recommendation? Well, let's look at the risk. My Aunt Dorothea's notebook is inside her house. North Korea is not kicking in my Aunt Dorothea's door to get at that notebook. She's not a high-value target that would warrant sending someone to the United States to steal. Secondly, no amount of malware, no amount of post-exploitation, no 0 day is going to steal that notebook from my aunt. Yeah, you could get session tokens and maybe some type of keylogger or a fake landing page and get one credential. You're not getting the whole notebook, buddy, so check out that. Second of all, she's got multi-factor authentication in place in a lot of places. So even if you get the creds, no big deal. And you know what it does do? It makes it reasonable, functional, and effective for my Aunt Dorothea to document her passwords this way. Ever since she started doing it, do you know what I don't get? Phone calls asking how she can reset her passwords because she can't remember. Do you know what else she doesn't do? Reuse passwords across platforms because she can remember one password. Nope, she's got a notebook. Now, again, going back to what I just said, you might say writing passwords is terrible. Don't do that. Do the risk analysis. Where's the friggin' risk? I have actually minimized it significantly down for the particular scenario because I'm accounting for the end user and the situation. If she was a corporate citizen, if she was the CFO of a business and she was writing the notebook passwords down in her office at the business, now we've got a different risk calculation because you have janitorial staff, you have people coming and going. That is a highly, and we're talking about accessing a financial accounting system that can stroke checks 6-7 figures big. That's a way different risk calculation. So finally, in conclusion for my TED Talk, Silence Poet, what I say is think through the likelihood of exploitation resulting in that risk being materialized and think through what is the actual impact. In my Aunt Dorothea's case, the likelihood of someone getting those creds is super low, and the impact, frankly, is not nearly as high as, say, the CFO of a Fortune 500 company. You picking up what I'm putting down? All right, we are over time. Let me do a couple. I'm going to speed run some questions here. Mr. Diesel Dog, lightning round here. My employer wants me to obtain a CrowdStrike cert. Am I wrong thinking that's more company benefits rather than for myself? I mean, here's the thing. If your company is going to pay for you to get the cert, go get it. If they're asking you to pay for it, they don't get to decide what you pay spend your money on. CrowdStrike is a really, really well established EDR solution. So that cert, you could market yourself with that cert. So it's not a bad investment. I mean, if they were asking you to go get certified in like COBOL, you'd be like, all right. Roswell says, my wife just came in and was glad you're still on as she wants a nap. Eric Myers says, what is DEF CON? Thanks for the question, Eric Myers. That is such a, like a lot of things I just take for granted as common knowledge. DEF CON is a cybersecurity conference held annually. It's been held for like 27 years, 30 years now, held in Vegas every late July, early August. And it is considered like hacker summer camp, you'll hear referred to. And it's just a massive conference. A lot of industry people go there. A lot of practitioners go there. It used to be more of like the hacker community and anti-establishment, but over the years, it is getting more corporate. It's still considered like the practitioner conference. There's still a lot of people that frankly don't take showers. And I'm not judging you. It's just people are going so hard. There's a lot of parties. There's a lot of games. It's fun. It partners with Black Hat. So Black Hat's always the first part of the week, and then DEF CON's the second half of the week. Black Hat is the more corporate event. A lot of suits, a lot of fancy dinners, a lot of expensive parties. That is the opposite of DEF CON. DEF CON is awesome, Eric. Black Hat is also awesome. Okay, continue. Hold on. I'm doing the speed round because, guys, I got to tell you, I care a lot, and it always bothers me if I can't answer everyone's question, a little bit at least. Fredon from Ghana says, what's the potential risk of choosing cable internet over wireless? I mean, I don't really think that there is much risk. I mean, I guess, oh my God, this is like an exercise, Fred. So like thinking through the risk profile, like really quickly, you'd want to think at the different layers. So like at the physical layer, at the kind of, the network transmission. Well, I guess that'd be the physical layer. Then like the network transmission of your actual data layer, and then the availability. So really quick, when you say what are the risks, I mean, I guess the first thing is with wireless, you start running into availability concerns if someone runs like a Stingray or some type of denial of service to disrupt the wireless network, whereas cable is hardwired, so it's going to be more reliable. Your cable internet may be faster than your wireless, so there could be bandwidth things. T-Mobile and those type of wireless internets could introduce throttling at peak times where cable's not going to do that. You would hope that your wireless T-Mobile internet would be encrypted, but if it's not, you'd want to make sure that it's encrypted because it could be eavesdropped, so you have different attack vectors there. Cable's typically fine with that. The actual network technology, like the router modem combination thing that you get, how do you harden that? It might be different for T-Mobile. You have some flexibility, right? If you have a T-Mobile wireless hotspot as your main internet and you go visit your in-laws for 2 months, you can just bring that and all of your infrastructure remains the same because it's all paired to that device versus going to a new location and having to set everything else up. Okay, so these are the really quick. I mean, that was like not a lightning round question, but hopefully that helps you. Will you come to a CyberCon in New York City? Very unlikely. I really appreciate people that are from the New York area in the Simply Cyber community. New York City is too big for me. I get overwhelmed. I don't like New York City. Personally, it's just too much for me. I can't. I've been there a couple times. I didn't like it. Unless I go, the only time I liked New York City, I went with someone who like lived downtown New York, and I was like their +1. So they just took me to all the places and kept me safe. Would it be possible to collab with Unix Guy? So John, I have tried to collab with Unix Guy. The problem is that Unix Guy lives in Perth, or at least he did. Perth is Western Australia, and the time zones are very difficult to sync up with Eastern United States time zone. We literally tried multiple times and were unable to do it. So I'd collab with them at like Black Hat or a conference or something like that. But at homes, we've tried and failed. Okay, continuing. We're doing lightning round right now. Any advice for a hiring manager to help gently pull answers out of interviewees who are shy or nervous? I mean, personally, I've had to deal with this. It's a little bit more awkward to do this in a group setting because you don't want to embarrass the candidate. So I'll give 2 quick lightning answers for group interviews and then one-on-one interviews. In a group interview, I typically will ask a question, and honestly, whether they answer it well or not, I will give them affirmation that they're doing good. Like I try to set them at ease through a compliment, and like a true compliment. I'm not just blowing smoke up their butt, but a true compliment to like let them know that they're okay, right? So I try to like implicitly ease their nerves. In a one-on-one setting, I'm a big fan of like open communication, transparency. I'll just straight up interrupt the interview and I'll be like, hey, listen, like, you look nervous, right? You look anxious. I get it. Interviews can be super high intensity. Like, I'm just a guy trying to talk to you about this job. Like, let's just treat this like a conversation. It doesn't have to be super sweaty. I'm not like judging you, okay? I'm just trying to have a conversation. So, take a breath. Do you want some water? Like, happy to get you some water. And let's continue. So I try to like address the elephant in the room, right? Because I've been on the other side of that and been super anxious. Okay, that's what I do. All right, continuing. We are at 9:43, definitely running over here. Okay, Sam says, where do we sign up for GRC workshop? It hasn't been scheduled yet, Sam. I woke up this morning, saw Tyler's messages about how good the workshop was. I thought, could I do a workshop? In a full spoiler alert, I think I'm going to do a practical hands-on workshop on how to make kick-ass security awareness training that is micro security awareness training, and going from like concept to full execution in 1 hour. Do you know of any good trainings for app dev for mobile phones? I do not know, RandomX, of any, but if you have any, let me know in chat. I would go check out Tanya Janka. She hacks purple. She's big into app dev. She might have something in that dimension. Tony Roy, 23 months, loves what we're doing here. Thank you, Tony Roy. Come on. Question, hey, Jerry, any resource on how to proper write up? Oh, yeah, I said I wasn't sure exactly what you were trying to write up. I don't have a free resource, but I will tell you my GRC Analyst Masterclass, which is, I'll let other people talk about it, but my GRC Analyst Masterclass is really, really well received. I've got tens of thousands of students and like thousands of like glowing reviews. Where is it? It's right here. This class is actually, it's $150, but right now, if you use code GRC99, it's $99. So you can actually get a 33% discount right now. But Fights Like Wolves, let me just drop this in chat really quickly. And I didn't do this to sell this. It met the question. But you asked about write-ups. If you're wondering about writing up for GRC type work, these two videos right here, I show you how to do that for risk, and then I'm almost positive I do it in the audit section as well. Practical auditing right here. And the practical auditing includes how to write an audit report. So if that's what you're looking for, giddy up on that. Whoops. All right, continuing on. You guys are killing me. I'm trying to get out of here. And you keep dropping questions. All right. Eric Myers, very helpful. I agree. I've been squirrel brain. Yep. It'll happen to everybody. That's why I knew it would happen. Sam, where do we sign up for that? Okay, that hasn't been signed up yet. I will communicate out to everybody. Holy Jesus, man. I was told to do short courses on Black Hills and TCM and get a SOC level 1 job. Does HR value these, or do they prefer traditional certs like CompTIA? So Moshe Levy, there's a trend right now. HR doesn't really understand what we do. So what I would say is CompTIA Sec Plus, get the right keywords on your resume so you can get passed over to a hiring manager. Hiring manager is going to know about, those trainings that you've done, right? Try Hack Me, CDSA, stuff like that. What I would say also is the certs are fine, but you should be capturing what is the impact, what is the transformational skills that you've developed, because that's what's going to sell. All right. Oh my gosh. How do you get companies to send you to cons and events? You ask them. SCole07. I actually, I don't have a direct link to it right now, but I actually have like a template email that you can use, anyone can use, to get sent to Simply CyberCon. But you basically just have to request it. Also, SCole07, check your employee handbook. Employers will not jump to tell you about this benefit, but some employers have benefits of training, and they'll send you to the conferences. All right, continuing to look here. I'm scrolling. Scrolling. Does watching the stream count towards CEs? CCNA, you'll have to look. Basically, for any certification CPE requirement, every certification is required to have a CPE policy that will define what type of training and learning will qualify. This is an instructor-led webinar. The Daily Cyber Threat Brief, this jawjacking does not qualify, but just go look at that. I can't speak to it. You just have to confirm it. Chances are the answer is yes, though. All right, continuing to look for cues. I love you guys, but I'm trying to get out of here. I got work to do. Is this the last question you're gonna? Okay. Jerry, is it time for you to stop answering questions? Thanks, Elliot Matisse. Looks like we did it.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
All right, everybody. Thank you so very much. I appreciate all of you. Thanks for letting me go long on the Daily Cyber Threat Brief. Thanks for letting me go long on Jawjacking. Shout out to the mods who make the show work on the back end. If you're a squad member, you actually have an emote that says mod love. Looks like one of those Jerry Sailor tattoos. Go ahead and drop some mod love. Thank you so very much, Simply Cyber community. Shout out to first timers like Eric Myers. Hope you guys got value. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Until next time, stay secure.